It's a shabby, it's a shabby, shabby show. It's a shabby, it's a shabby.
So welcome everybody to episode 2 of the Jank Tank. That didn't take long at all, right? We're back in the tank, throwing some stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. And this time, my co-host OKTarg has put together a deck for us to try. So I'm going to let him kind of say hello and then take us right into the new deck, building a Better Braatz. So how's it going, OKTarg?
Man, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. So excited to be back building with you online after such a short hiatus.
Yeah, right?
To our viewers in the future, many years from now, you may not know this, but most Thrones content providers fade away after just one episode, and so we've made it through.
Yeah, statistics aren't good. There's lots of Mayfly Thrones casts, but not ours. Not
That's
ours.
probably pretty unfair to the content providers. Many of them do a great job, and which I am grateful for. But as promised, we're kind of back with a Martell deck that is the result of me clicking in Thrones DB 62 times and then 7 plots. So we are going to take a look at this together and kind of refine it from its very, very, very rough state that we see now into something that's playable. And then the impetus behind the deck, or the deck's vision, is to use the Martell go second type tech to its maximum. Because obviously when you play control, like Martell often wants to do, you want to go second so that you can respond more easily to your opponent's threats. And in the Night's Watch box, we had the mother of all go second plots reprinted for us, which is, of course, Retaliation in this deck here at 2 times. Income 4, initiative 8, claim 2. If you win initiative, you must choose an opponent to be the first player, which is a drawback, except it's not a drawback because that's exactly what we want to do.
Correct.
We want to win, and then we want to make the opponent go first. And that's why our deck is going to run 2 copies of Sunspear. It maybe even should be running 3 copies of Sunspear, which reads, after you lose a challenge as the defending player, kneel Sunspear to raise the claim on your revealed plot card by 1 during the challenge of this same type until the end of the phase. So Retaliation's already claim 2. If we can use Sunspear to rise it to claim 3, that seems pretty good. And so that was my initial vision for the deck. I also have 1x sneak attack in here because I think you can open sneak attack in Martell pretty consistently. Martell often cares a little bit more about losing challenges than it does winning them. And so the initiating 1 challenge only is probably fine.
Right. And if you just happen to also flop the Sunspear, that's going to really make your opponent sweat, right?
You could do a board clear. You could really punish their hand on turn 1. Turn 1 power challenges almost don't matter in many cases. So instead of giving up 2 challenges, you give up 1. It's also naval proof since it's not a kingdom or an edict. And then the 5 income generally is okay in Martell early game.
How do you feel about that 5 reserve on an opening plot? Does that give you any concern?
You gotta believe. It does. You gotta believe. That's what we're gonna test and see. There are a lot of low-cost events in this deck. Kind of in my past iterations playing Martell, I like to have a really flexible play from hand type of a freedom. And Martell has some very good 0 or low-cost events. Notably, his Viper Eyes is great. Burning on the Sand is great, in my opinion, underplayed and underused. So hopefully by playing them effectively in plot 1 or keeping our curve low enough that we can play out to the 5 reserve, I think we'll be okay. But I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, I really like the low-cost events too. I mean, just our last deck, the Pillage Idiot really relied on low-cost or 0-cost events, and it just kind of frees up the challenge phase, takes a little bit of burden off your economy issues. Now, so I see Retaliation, I see Sneak Attack, I see a deck that likes to clear the board. Tell me why First Snow of Winter is not in this deck right now.
It is in the deck.
Oh, not First Snow of Winter. I misspoke. Why March to the Wall? I was looking at First Snow of Winter while I said it. Why isn't March to the Wall in this deck?
Well, probably it should be. This is why you build in pairs, because one person makes a dumb mistake and the other person just fixes it for you. Um, I feel like in Thrones deck building, you want to have your opener. You know, you want to have your meat and potatoes plots here. Those are the two claimers. I feel like Martell really wants to run Valor. Then you need an economy plot. So probably our flexible space here is the long plan. But that's a really good plot too.
Or maybe for snow. Maybe I was kind of slipping when I said for snow instead of March. I mean, I feel like March might just give you a little bit more. I mean, First Snow's got good initiative. March has got better initiative, obviously. March has a little better income, and March just has that great ability. With those 2 retaliations and a sneak attack and your Sunspears, you gotta think you're gonna be doing some good board damage. I just feel like that March is gonna hammer them, right? If you kind of get that edge, you can force the edge. You can really turn it on them.
Well, we do probably need Marched. First Snow was in there because there are a lot of come into play characters on the low end of the curve that this deck would like to reuse.
Ooh, I see those Elena's Informants, yeah.
So 3x Elena's Informant, because what's better than a 3-claim challenge is 2 3-claim challenges of the same type. She can be a little bit tough to pay for with that Ambush 4, but Ariane Martell will let you pay for Elena's Informant, which is just great. Things like your Ario Hota, you don't mind him coming back to hand. And then this new one, the Southern Messenger, I thought, hey, let's try it out. We don't, in this particular deck, we aren't running a lot of the icon removal attachments, which historically I've done in all of my Martell decks, but with Night's Watch being such a meta force and your icon attachments functionally being dead in that matchup, I just think you can't play them right now.
Right. I mean,
let's try something else.
You also have these the Greenblood Traders, which are just great to send back with First Snow. All right, so you've convinced me. I think First Snow stays, but you gotta also love the long plan. So let me ask you: do you think Sneak Attack? Because I like to open long plan a lot of the time with Martell. So do you think Sneak Attack is the better opener, though? I mean, it is more gold, and like you said, you don't really care about doing 3 challenges on the opening turn. But then long plan does set you up for like the turn 2 retaliation really nicely just by having that extra income.
Yeah, and long plan into Valor remains a very good thing. So I could probably be convinced to cut the Sneak Attack, but then that you're diluting what about this deck we're trying to test. Right,
and if you've got that perfect setup, you're just thinking, gosh, I'd love to Sneak Attack right now. It's going to give me that extra gold, which you kind of want on turn 1. I know it's not a huge difference, the 4 gold or the 5 gold, but there's enough of a difference there. And plus, you just get that 11 initiative.
It's very tough to open Retaliation because you even pointed out that the 5 reserve was marginal. The 4 on Retaliation is quite difficult to open. So we may even want to go to 1x Retaliation, 1 Sneak Attack to give us space for March.
And then 1 Marched. It'd be a little more flexible there overall, at least the plot deck.
The other option would be to cut that Late Summer Feast, although I find in Martell without trying very hard, your character curve gets pretty expensive.
Yeah, it does.
And then there's not a lot of Lords and Ladies, so you need a Late Summer Feast or a trading with a Pentoshi or something like that. And in this deck, I went with a Late Summer Feast, both because it's newer and I wanted to try it, but also when you're trying to do claim attrition type things, I don't want to give my opponents gold to replay their stuff.
No, definitely not.
So we'll see if the card draw ends up biting us, but again, we don't really want to win challenges unless we want to win them, and on our economy turn we probably don't care.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, it's such a hard thing because Retaliation is just it's the jank, it's kind of the heart of this jank. You want to be able to just retaliate if you can, right? And just put that huge amount of pressure on the board. I mean, for me, I think the long plan is a great card, but it's not quite, it's not the jank, right? The heart of this jankiness is really taking advantage of going second and hitting your opponent really hard with things like Sunspear. So I would almost argue for cutting long plan just for this test.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do that. I hate pigeonholing an opener, so we can open Sneak Attack, we can open Late Summer Feast, and you can even open Marched if the situation calls for it.
All right, let's go.
So let's do that. So much more than we did with the Pillage Idiot episode, Lucas and I are going to be kind of flexing and tweaking this just here live.
Add that Marched and drop the long plan. All right, we're good there. So I think we're both pretty happy with those plots. Oh, let's see. We're kind of getting to the wrong screen. There we go. So what about this one Venomous Blade? And let's talk about Venomous Blade versus the new Venom attachment. Do you think Venomous Blade works better in this deck?
So here's the idea behind Venomous Blade. There's a couple things. One, I really miss Venomous Blade.
Right. Yeah.
Just in my life. So let's just put one in there. Secondly, Venomous Blade is character kill in the marshalling phase. And so if you're coming in for claim attrition, if you can kill something before the challenge phase, I think that's good, right? Anything that makes your claim hit harder is good. The problem with Venomous and why it doesn't really get played is that 3 cost. So we'll see if we can end up paying for it, but that was the idea. It was knock off your reducers, knock off your little chuds, and then when I hit with a claim 2 or even 3 military, you won't have anything left on the board to soak it with.
I like it. I like that bit of jank.
That's the idea. Now you'll also notice that alongside that, I don't have any Vengeance for Elia in here, and that probably needs to change. We probably need the Vengeance in here, especially going second. In the same way, I'm just saying Venomous Blade is a chud killer, so is Vengeance for Elia in the challenge phase if you go second. So we'll have to find space for 2 or if not 3 Vengeance before we're done here.
Okay. I mean, we got a lot of events here, so we'll have to figure this out.
Yeah, so the 1X Princess plan probably needs to go. I wanted to just have it in there to test it or look at it more. Because the idea behind this deck is that you go second and attrition, and then you use a thing like Indoran's Name, or even your 1 Red Viper to close quickly. And the Princess Plan fits that theme because it gives you a challenge icon and +1 strength. So you can use your things like Olena's Informant for a second military challenge. You could use your things like, well, anything that doesn't have the particular icon to add it and use it. But I think it's just going to suffer from its cost.
Right? At a certain point, you're paying maybe 4 for the Informant or hoping for the Ariane bump and affording Princess Plan. It's a lot, you know?
It is, but even if you weren't using them both in conjunction, the idea would be you use Sunspear on a military challenge. You think that they don't, we don't have military icons standing. They think that's fine, and then you use Princess Plan to add an icon to an extant character. So that was the idea. But even as we're talking about it, we're seeing the efficiencies just not really there.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So let's go ahead and put that to 0.
All right, we'll cut that down to 0. I love the 3 Burning on the Sand. I wouldn't touch that. I love 3 Viper's Eyes. You're going to be losing anyways. To be able to pick and choose those cards is great. I really like the Indoran's Name. Just because it's an any phase action, and in that mid game to late game, it's going to let you play Informants really easily, and kind of surprise with the Informants, right? You're going to be able to do some fun stuff. You could even ambush the Venomous Blade if you couldn't afford it in marshalling. There's some fun things there.
It's a very good card in my view.
And it's a janky card, you know? It really is. People aren't playing Indoran's Name.
No, it pays for stuff. That's what you want in this game, is to get your power cards onto the table.
All right, so let's see. We didn't make a whole lot of room for Vengeance yet, just 1. So do we want to play more than 1?
I mean, we probably do. So the Offer of a Peach is in there also. There is the minimum currently of 12 Tyrell cards. So if we cut the Offer of a Peach, which I'm willing to listen to arguments for,
right?
Then I think that we would need to add Tyrell cards to keep it legal. I really like playing it out of Rose Banner. We could, I guess, in theory, go Fealty to help with the cost of some of this stuff. But then you really lose the Olena's informant piece, which I really like. I actually think Offer of a Peach is quite strong for the delay type things that Martell wants to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's a great card. I would prefer to keep it.
I think we keep it too. So can we find room by cutting a little? I mean, do you feel okay with something like cutting Burning down to 2 or Viper's Eyes down to 2?
I think we'd probably have to, right,
Yeah.
to fit the other event. This deck also, I think I built it the same day Alex Hines' Champ Card article was spoiled.
Oh.
And that's his plot, of course, lets you play your own events from your discard pile. And so I thought, man, that just is Martell's best friend with all these zero-cost events. You're just extending your hand into perpetuity. And then the event, Doran's Game, which is, in many ways, one of the strongest events in the whole game, but it suffers by you have to draw it at the right time.
Right.
But if you can store it in your discard pile and play it when you want, then it gets better.
Much
So anyway.
So
let's go.
Whew, I don't think we're ready to cut another plot, but I see what you're saying, and it's janky. Gosh, that's janky.
So let's cut Burning to 2. Let's put Vengeance to 2, and then see. We'll probably be able to find more space in the character base.
Yeah,
I know there's some high cost characters that you'll be able to talk me into letting go.
So that's putting us at. Let's see. That's putting us back up to 62 cards. Did I forget to cut something? Let me see.
No, we're at 62.
62. Okay. Whew. And see, I was even gonna say, maybe it's too janky. I have no idea where we'd fit it. But doesn't Relentless Assault sound like a pretty interesting card in this deck?
Yes, 100% it does.
So, how do we justify? I mean, look at we're at 12 events, and our events are doing stuff we want. I mean, do we like Burning? All right, so Burning, it is great. It's slowing the opponent down. It's taking away that claim they were probably counting on. But is it furthering what we want to do, right? Which is they really smack hard with these second turns. I mean, it is in that our board can kind of afford not to kneel or defend when you've got a Burning on a big military challenge, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you use it as pseudo challenge control.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be willing to listen to somebody that wanted to tell me to cut that Doran's Game, which is late game power grab, for more early game pressure, which is the Relentless Assault.
Right.
And then I would live with cutting his Viper Eyes down to 2 on the same type of principle.
And then we can get 2 Relentless Assaults in there. All right, let's try. I mean, that feels good.
Let's try that. I still really want to win a game by playing Doran's Game, which you actually did.
Hey, yeah,
against
I did
me
that against you.
It was like the worst day of my life.
Yeah,
But-
you had definitely done the calculations to like come back and win that game. You just had not calculated 5 power being gained on an intrigue challenge that you actually opposed, I think.
I wish that game was on stream somewhere because it was magical.
It really
It
was.
was like a 6 game, and I had the Boneway from setup, and I didn't miss any Boneway triggers. I had 2 tokens on the Boneway the whole game, which means I lost 2 challenges in 6 plots, and I still lost.
Still lost to a Martell deck.
It was weird. It was weird. But anyway. Kubla Khan, shout out, coming up.
Coming up,
into
yeah,
next
2
month.
months away. Well, no, 1 month and a half away. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 6 weeks.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be the best day of my life.
All right, so we've got 62 cards right now. We're at our Tyrell limit. So, like, normally I would say, okay, well, Caswell's Keep, is it necessary if we're trying to get down to 60? But unfortunately, it is kind of necessary because
Yeah,
we've got
so
to
I
keep
like-
those at 12.
Caswell's Keep is a sneaky good card in my view. When you don't draw that much, you just are drawing what you need. And I like that. You can also use it on your opponent's deck to keep them from drawing stuff. So if they're not drawing into their resources, you can hide their resources. If they're not drawing into their chuds, you can hide their chuds. So anyway, it's fine, but we could move it into a character. But we have 36 characters, and there's a few here that are not super necessary for what the deck is trying to do. So one thing we need to have is a decent base of ladies for Offer of a Peach. And fortunately, that's easy to do in Tyrell because you have 3 Marjorie Tyrells. And and she's basically doing what we want, helping us push through the aggressive challenges that we need to win. So I think 3 of her is the right number. 1x Brienne of Tarth, even though she's not going to get her secondary effect in our deck, 5 for 5 Bicon with Renown is good. She could be the Knight of Flowers for exactly the same effect, but she gets that lady trait, which I like better. Aelary Tyrell helps us fish for Elena's Informant and Marjorie. She'll probably fail half or more of the time, but if her snowproof character is not awful, especially non-loyal card draw. And man, Martell can really use all the draw help that it can get. Definitely. And then 1x of Sir Hobber, because he'll help us search for a lady and add it to our hand. And so that'll keep us consistently drawing our ladies, with Brienne and Myrcella being our really a few sources of power acceleration, or Marjorie if you need her. I actually like 1x of Hobber in this deck. So that's our 12 Tyrells.
Yeah.
So our fat's going to have to come from our Martell character base.
Well, what do you think? I'm looking at these 3 Palace Spearmen. I mean, they're a great card, especially if you're going second, right? It's a Tricon 4 for 4. But, you know, he's non-unique. Do we need 3? Could he just be a 2 of? I mean, ultimately, we want to cut at least 1 card here.
And they have to come from the 4+. So the Palace Spearmen could go down to 2.
Starfall Cavalry, but that does cut your draw.
And then the Spear Maiden is a card that I think you and I both like more than the average player.
Definitely.
But she costs 5 for a Monocon, and so I could see cutting her out as well.
Oh, but she's jank. Like, when it comes down to it, you keep, like, this is the jank cast. So when it comes to, like, jank and, you know, efficiency, or jank versus draw, like, jank, just, we have to give it a little bit of a tiebreak here, right?
Yeah, so then also Quentin could be one that we
Okay, let's look at
lose.
Quentin. He's expensive.
He costs like 1 gold too much, I find, usually. So we're hoping to be second a lot, plus his strength and stealth. And we don't have a lot of stealth in the deck. And then he has that nice interrupt for even card exchange.
He does. I like him. Now that I'm thinking about it, I like him, because he's going to be 5 strength most of the time. And that ability is real good. It is really good. I think we keep Quentin. And I think we need the draw from Cavalry. I mean, I hate to drop a lower costed character in the Spearman. Let me do one more pass here.
So here's another thing that I'm realizing as we're looking at this. I think I forgot to put Nymeria in here.
Oh my gosh.
So here's another character that we could potentially cut, which is our 1x of Rattleshirt, a new character out of the Night's Watch box.
I don't like cutting him. We just added 2 Relentless Assault, and he just fuels that, right? He can be a one-man Relentless Assault.
He does, and that's why he's in the deck, of course, as well. He's attacking alone. Each character without attachments can't be declared as a defender, and we want to win those offensive challenges that we want to win.
Right.
And I think he just pushes that more strongly than anybody else in our character stable. So I think we need to keep him. You know, but again, it's a neutral card. That's why, going back, I really like those Indorans names to help pay for stuff like this. Like, Martell is just a very difficult cost curve faction to deal with. So. All right, so let's cut a Spearman, and then the Palace Spearman, that is, and then let's cut 1 more of something to get Nymeria in here, because you really need to have 1 Nymeria, right?
You need 1.
At least.
I'm going to add her right now. We're going to drop that Palace Spearman. Let's talk about the end of the list here. What about Viper and Tyene? Do we need both of those? Do we need either of those?
I like the Red Viper because... in an aggro deck, like we're pushing, like he's a 7 strength Tricon.
Right.
And he does pale in comparison to your Tywins and your Robert Baratheons in terms of effect, but 7 cost Tricon is really good. He's also power acceleration.
Right. We did cut the Doran's game, so this gives you a little something similar, right? Something where you can get that
he has
rush.
That fear factor. You know, Tyene is best for knocking off chuds, but her challenge effect is at the end of the phase, when hopefully our military challenge will have killed off their claim anyway.
Right, so they're just going to choose those ones, right?
And she's 6 for 3, so I think if you're making me pick between Red Viper and Tyene in this deck, I would cut Tyene.
Let's cut the Tyene. I don't feel good about adding, Nymeria and then cutting something less expensive.
No, it has to come from the high. So then it's, do you want Tyene or do you want Quentin? And Quentin has that stealthy military icon, which we probably need.
Probably.
I really like Tyene, though.
She's versatile. She can do a lot of cool things.
I already cut her.
You already cut her? All right, we'll cut Tyene.
I know.
I don't like cutting Tyene. I feel like Tyene is always getting cut. You know what I mean? Like, she's so like good, though. Like, Tyene is such a good card. And yet, she finds herself getting cut from Martell decks.
So we'll keep an eye on that. We could potentially add her back in. There's also cards like Southron Messenger that we could say, like, yeah, it's a 3-cost character, but really it's like in a 5-cost event.
Right.
And she could go in one of those spaces if we really wanted her to.
Yeah, but
so let me save this here.
Southron Messenger and Nymeria interplay does look fun.
Yeah, and you got to try it out. I mean, that's a card out of the new box. Nobody really knows how it's going to be. So let me hop over here to the ironthrone.net.
Okay, so yeah, I think so. We're ready. Let's try this bad boy. Yeah. Oh, and I will give a little shout out to the name. I did mention it.
All right. So looking at the list, making those tweaks. How do you feel about the deck? How do you think it's going to go here?
I like it. I like it a lot. I like the way it can open. I like the way you can still do the double retaliation. Oh, you know what? Hold on. One more change that I think we talked about but didn't make is 3 Sunspears. Oh
yeah, we need to do 3 Sunspear.
I think we do. So how do we go back to fitting in 3 Sunspear?
I already only have 2 Gaston Grey, and that was like a crime against humanity. Right. And I really wanted a Princess Pass in there too. Let's play it with 2 Sunspear, because maybe 3 Sunspear for claim 3 is just being greedy.
Maybe you're right. All right, let's go to 2. We'll keep it at 2. 61 cards.
Because the thing I don't like about Sunspear is that it can be blank. It's going to be blank on our Valor turn. It's going to be blank on our Late Summer Feast turn.
True.
It's going to hamstring our initiative decision on our first snow turn, because sometimes on first snow you really want to go first. So let's play it at 2 and see how it is.
All right, we'll play it at 2.
And is that a cop-out so that I don't have to make a tough deck decision?
Maybe. I think
you'd be the judge.
I think the deck does want 3 Sunspears, but that's okay. That's what the test is for. We'll see if it needs it or not. I think it needs Sunspear. Well, it doesn't need Sunspear, but Sunspear gives it the edge, right? It really gives your opponent the sweats. Makes him nervous.
We'd have to cut an event, I think.
I think so too. I think characters you don't want to go below 35. We can't really cut any locations.
You know what we would have to cut? We'd have to cut Venomous Blade. Are you prepared to do that?
No, I'm not prepared to do that. You want to play that card for sure.
Okay, let's at least put it in testing so that it and its friend Tyene can have at least one moment in the sun.
Yeah, right. If there's no Tyene,
before being
we need Venomous Blade. All right, so I do want to give a little shout out to the deck name. This deck is called Building a Better Braatz. It's a shout out to Sam Braatz for him winning the first 2.0 kind of worlds level tournament with Martell. Now his deck was very different from this one.
Rose.
Yeah, Banner. It was Martell Banner Rose.
His deck was exactly the same as this one. He wanted to play Ariane Martell into Olin as informant, and that was all he wanted to do. It was exactly the same.
But this is a Better Braatz. This is building the... I mean, he was playing like Varus too, right? I think he was. And really trying to reset
and we might
want to
think about that also. We're not playing Varus because we're playing Claim 2 Punch You in the Face, but that would be another way to take a look at this deck.
But if we were to do something like...
more on the long game aspects.
You add Heinz's plot, and then suddenly you can play Varus and Last of the Giants and more Vengeance and can really kind of do some other cool stuff. But that's not this deck. This deck, I think, has its focus, and it's ready to go.
I just got very excited when you said Last of the Giants.
Oh my gosh, right?
What a great card. What a great card.
Okay, I'm going to jump over to Iron Throne. Are we ready to do this? That he just recently posted to ThronesDB. It is the Targ Fealty deck. After getting beat with Targ Fealty on our last episode, I thought I might try and grab one. But of course, I had to grab one that was a little janky. It's his one that utilizes House of the Undying and a few other cool little control elements. So if you haven't seen this deck played, I'll probably make a mockery of it. But I wanted to see it played, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll see how well I can do with it. Let's see.
All right, so if you're a fan of our channel, you know that Lucas and I click done as slowly as possible. So
it's true.
All right, so I'm waiting for you to decide if you want to keep that.
I know you are.
Just set up House of the Undying by itself.
Just
and,
do it.
There you go.
Just do it. I think I'm going to mulligan this. I think I can do a little better. I don't know if this is better or not. Probably not. All right, let's go.
All right, and I chose to keep my first hand.
Okay. Let's do that. Okay, gonna have to be done. Yeah, I think my first one looked a little better. Ooh, look at that. We've got Gaston Gray, Caswell's nice. All right. So I've got the character base here, but you've got the econ. Let's click done. Select the first plot. I think if I read Zeramis' description right, I know what plot to play. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, okay. Well, the other cards I drew seem like they're gonna be okay. That. Done. There's that sneak attack.
Oh, heads on spikes.
Yeah.
That's another plot I forgot to give a shout out in our deck build. I always want to put that in my Martell decks because of the synergy with Gaston Gray and his Viper Eyes.
Right? Isn't it so fun?
And the initiative.
This deck just wants to get those characters in the dead pile, so hopefully there's something good, and I'll Undying it at some point later.
Well, the problem is that nothing in my deck is good.
Ooh, burning. Okay, all right. I mean, I'm happy to see
I'm
that
gonna react
go.
With Caswell's Keep, and I'm actually going to look at my own deck, and so then I can put one of these cards on the bottom of the deck.
There you go.
And I want to put... This is a difficult decision. I'll put that one on the bottom.
Okay. That didn't work out, so let's go... Gosh, I need more gold, that's for sure. Have that. Let's go 0. Oh, let's go with him. Reduce dragon. Alright, I guess I gotta be done there. I'm out of money. Go for it.
And I'll play
There she is.
her. So I'll use her to grab a Marjorie.
Oh, nice.
Which is
combo.
Exactly what I wanted. I know, right?
Now you can win that. Well, yeah, you can win that intrigue challenge if you want to do that. I mean, right now it's not looking like you can win a military unless you just have something else amazing you can play.
So I've got 8 cards in my hand and a 5 reserve upcoming. That is sad.
You You gonna force yourself to pop that King's Road?
Well, I don't want to.
I want you to, though. I think you should.
In fact, let's do...
Oh! Oh, no. Double King's Road.
So we'll go boop, boop.
Oof.
We'll play that guy.
Rattle shirt. Well, that doesn't make me happy. Now, see, I do know that, okay, with sneak attack, I'm not going to get hit with a relentless because, well, you just can't do it, right? But now, see, my little plan of setting up, you know, a way to stop you with military, it's just not going to work, right? With him, it just puts me in a horrible position. So, let's see.
It's nice to get Rattleshirt in to play early and see,
Absolutely.
Is he effective? You know, that's always a great
you
thing.
Can hit the 2-claim military. So what do I do? That's the question. What do I do? 6. If I can push here and just win a military, then you can Gaston, defend, and still come back and hit my hand pretty hard. I don't like that particularly. I almost want to say that a little probing military challenge is probably worth it. I mean, you could Gaston it, sure, but that's going to be after you lose. And I don't think you really want to lose it. So I think I am going to do a military challenge, but I'm just going to go... yeah, I'm just going to go 1 Braided Warrior, just like that. And I'll remember to click done.
All right. So we'll defend here.
And, okay, we'll be done.
And I'll be done. So again, this is a lot of just clicking done.
Right.
It's riveting YouTube.
And I'll apply claim.
So I'll kill her. And then I'll interrupt and strip something from your hand.
Okay, waking the dragon. That's alright. I'm not too torn up about that. Okay, let's see. Now, to see if I go on an intrigue challenge, I can win. And then, see, does it make you then think, well, maybe I'll... Does it force you to do the intrigue? No, I don't think... I think I have to stop here. I'm going to eat the military if that's what you want to do. But I have the soak. And I want to be able to defend the intrigue if you know, turn the tables on me. So I'm going to be done.
Yeah, and as much as I'd like to, perhaps in another matchup, I would do an intrigue challenge here. I feel like the possibility of her getting burned down with Dracarys is not worth
going for it.
Yeah, so I think I've got a military with the Rattleshirt. The power challenge obviously is...
Yeah, it's not really what you want to do now, so... Dang that Rattleshirt.
Yeah, so he's out of Dracarys range.
He's out of Dracarys range. He is just unstoppable right now. I need attachments on my own guys. Yeah, right. So I need to get like what do I need to get? I don't even know, because I don't even have anybody, you know, that's 5 strength. Gosh, Rattleshirt is good. All right, so
you need to milk your own guys.
That's you're right. I might have to. All right, no reactions. And we're gonna have to kill 2 here. I almost feel like I need some economy right now. This deck, and now that I looked at this deck, there's not a ton of economy. So we're gonna go 1 claim and let's go 2 claim like that.
All right. You got the power for the old dominance. I said you got the power for dominance.
Yeah.
And, all right, now I'm looking at my hand, and as sad as this is, she's the one I'll need to discard.
Okay. All right. Wow, you must have some really good cards. If there goes
This deck is built to scientific
nothing but
specifications.
amazing cards. Huh. Now, what do I want to do here? That'd be all right. No. No. 6. I have a suspicion about what you're going to play here, but it's just a suspicion. But I'm not supposed to think too much about that, right? So I'm going to go with this and make a little prayer. Ah, yeah.
Bon Jovi style.
That is, yes. I figured since you had those two. All right, let's I
can't see. Oh, it's your other heads.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh yeah, the other heads. So let's go with I think, gosh, if I let you go first, I feel like I'm going to get trounced, but just the way your cards are working, especially with your Gaston, we're going to make you go first. All right, when I can make you go first, I should make you go first. Ooh, there you go, Eris OKTarg. That makes me happy.
I could have paid
really
2
happy.
gold to discard your loyalist. So I'm actually going to use Caswell's Keep on you, and...
Okay. Try to keep me out of any real choice characters here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I only have 3 gold, which if you're scoring at home is not very many gold. So we'll play her.
Are you sure you want to play her? That feels like a mistake.
100%.
Oh, with the dupe. With the dupe.
Thank you for believing in me, though.
All right.
That's such an easy mistake to make, isn't it? You play your own for snow. You jack around a little bit.
Hey,
and then
I've certainly done it. All
yourself.
right, I have certainly done it. I'm guilty.
I think that J.C. Wama in like Stalic 2012 or 2013 or something did a similar play where he did Threat from the North and then laid his own like 1-cost guy and got it wiped, and it's like the top 8 or something. Which the point of the story is not to make fun of James, but rather to point out that he's been to the top at Stalic many times. All right, over to you.
Well, this is going to be bad. The options are limited. So let's play a limited card. And
So I had some of those limiteds.
right. Let's see.
I guess I had 2. A lot of times people complain, oh, I didn't get any economy, because they look over there and you have 2 Rose Roads and I don't have any, forgetting that I have played 2 King's Roads. So we've actually seen the same number of economy cards. Don't let your opponents complain about poor draw like babies.
I think I just have to be done.
Oh, that's tough.
That's tough, yeah. But that's the way it is. All right.
So, as Mary Poppins taught us, or not Mary Poppins, who's the lady in Sound of Music? Let's start at the very beginning.
Maria.
A good place to start. So the alphabet of challenges is intrigue.
That's going to be a big fat unopposed challenge.
No. I don't really care. I'm like, your hand size is so big.
Oh, Viserys.
Goodbye,
Yeah, really.
Viserys.
At this point, I'm just like, I'm gonna have to discard anyways.
So I'm trying to think here, because like against a Lannister player, they could easily hop in like a Burned Man or something like that.
Hmm.
Targ's card pool doesn't have a lot of or like ambush
It
guys,
doesn't, right?
so here I'm a little bit happier swinging with Rattle Shirt than I may have been against another like Lannister opponent, because like the one unopposed power is not 0, but getting your own board rocked is just bad when you don't have to get your own board rocked. Now I've just said that, and probably there's some ambush character that's just waiting in your hand.
There's not. Though I would like that Eris OKTarg, man. He's gonna come in handy, I think, if I can get a House of the Undying out here eventually. Right now I'm
I don't have
playing with,
any
2 Rose Roads.
as my anti House of the Undying tech. I have no allies in play, so good news. Lucas wins dominance.
Yay. Oh, I've got to discard.
Let's just congratulate ourselves on how quickly we clicked done there with no mistakes.
Gosh, I really need my cards. I think I'm gonna have to discard that.
And that hurts, but that's called a realistic move.
I just gotta do it. I don't want to do it, but I just don't have the gold to play her. I don't have the she's hard to leverage at this point. I need bodies.
Like you play her and she dies, and you can't do that. And like, yeah, you have the bodyguard, but
no, it's not gonna work.
Because I feel like you might Valor here.
I feel like I might also even though Marjorie's duped, right? Oh no, she's not. She's not because of the first no. It's
so
just
Valor's a board wipe.
it is, and I can't. I cannot stand up to Rattleshirt, right? I just can't do it. He's gonna just start wrecking, and you haven't even started retaliating, right? So I feel like it's almost necessary. The fact that you don't have any income and that you've used 2 King's Roads makes me feel like, okay, you can't flood a board if I Valor. I mean, I'm not gonna get much, 4 gold. It's not a lot, but it's almost necessary. It's almost necessary.
Yeah, or you can say, I'm going to wait, I'm going to draw, I'm going to delay, and Valor next turn. But in the old days of 1.0, like
tough.
you lose. You lose.
Right. It's giving you
And
one
then-
more turn to find your gold. I mean, right? You play Late Summer Feast, you're gonna have gold, but I have to do it. I don't see any other way around it.
You had to. So matching a 2 claim to Valor is really good play, but I just felt like the 4 gold wasn't quite enough to let me repopulate
Yeah.
how I wished. So I'm gonna Caswell's Keep. I'm actually gonna pick myself because I know a couple cards that are in your hand, so you have some low cost guys from the first snow, and I know that you got rid of Danny, which means you don't need to fish for high cost guys. You just need presence. So I would rather tune what I repopulate with here. So let's do that. So do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Be done.
Okay. See, now I'm looking at this, and I'm not in panic mode yet, because although this isn't great for me, the fact that you still don't have economy, if I can kind of solidify economy, I think I can get back in this game. So let's see what happens.
Despite me looking at 3 cards.
Yeah, right. Well, see, what's kind of the bonus, why I felt like I had to also play Valor right then, is because I had the Slaver's Bay port. And that puts you at over the 4, or at 4, so that becomes kind of a free card to play, and it really gives me some strong economy going forward, right? I've basically got 4 extra on the board now.
Slaver's Bay port is so good, and it is, I mean, functionally game-winning if you can turn it on. And here's another little tidbit for your viewers. Reduce it with your fealty discount.
Oh, hey, which I actually am playing fealty, aren't I? I've been
Yeah.
forgetting that the entire game. I'm gonna
I don't
do
know
that.
that you had an opportunity to do it
No, I guess
yet,
well,
other than to plan. But anyway, whatever.
yeah, since we're testing here, I'm just gonna
Yeah, just kneel your
do
card,
that.
plus up your gold. Yeah, there you go.
There we go, and just go to 3 gold because I need it this turn. God knows I need it. All right, so let's
He knows everything.
do that and go with there. Oh, that should have cost nothing. I think it's getting confused about my cards now. I should still be at 3. Let's go that. Kneel that. Play that. And I'll be done. So it's not great, but it's it's a board. It's a board presence.
It's not bad.
Right.
All right, so let's see here. So actions or reactions? No, I don't.
None for me. And I might be getting a little card draw out of this turn also, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I've got to.
Depends on if you win a challenge, though.
So I've got to decide. So I here basically am saying the card out of your hand is better for me to have than the card off the top of your deck.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I'm remembering that you just discarded Daenerys.
I did. That was
So
painful. And I'm definitely... Oh, so I draw first and then you discard, right? Okay.
yeah,
So
because
sure.
that's a reaction.
Do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that draw. Let's see if you take it. You did not, but you took a good one. I'll tell you that. Dracarys. Ripped from my hand.
So I am going to go ahead and swing military with Homeboy.
Just with him. Okay, so see, this makes me feel better because you didn't pop Ariane right there. Now, you could still use her for some other cards that can definitely mess with me. But just the fact that I can keep my board here seems really important right now. So I'm going to try and do that by defending with both.
So Betrayal Token 1.
There it is.
The Iron Throne just gets more and more and more.
I love he's adding all these cards in. Alright, and no challenges for me, obviously. Are we tied for dominance too? Small favors. Done.
Okay, so now you've got the economy, you got the chuds. I have the better characters, so the smaller hand size, but no money.
Ah.
So let's see where this goes.
Alright, this just got, turned into kind of an exciting game here.
Yeah, you get your House of the Undying rolling.
Yeah, you just need to find it.
Spoiler alert. I wonder if your deck probably doesn't, but I wonder if it could stand to have like a building season in there.
Right. Alright, I think this is...
What is it? Building orders? I can't remember.
Building orders. Yeah, wait.
Building season is
Building
a
season.
callback to Halcyon days of our youth.
I don't remember which one it was. Alright, and here they are. Right? We've been waiting for the retaliations in this retaliation deck. So I kind of was hoping you'd do something like that so that I could draw some cards. Oh, this is going to be interesting. You know what's kind of an interesting interplay here is I can House of the Undying, sure, but you could actually Gaston one of your best characters in the dead pile to get it out of the dead pile. How cool is that?
I didn't even think about that.
That's a nice little kind
That's
of
actually
interplay.
pretty sweet, isn't it? Yeah.
That's really, like, I'm looking at your dead pile right now. Like, if I Undying to get Rattleshirt, which seems great, it's actually a way for you to get Rattleshirt back into your hand. God, I don't like it. Let's see, and you only have one little weak ally. All right, well, I guess I have to marshal. I guess. Well, let's go. Let's go that for 0. Let's Neil Filty. Neil that. Well, I guess I'll just Neil Slaver's Bay to gain 2 gold. And let's go with Drogo.
Oh, really?
With a bodyguard. And and I guess I want to do more, but I don't want to do more. Ugh, 2 claim. All right, let's do that. Play that, and done.
Now, I know that this deck that you're playing is tuned, but I do not like that card.
Crone! You know, it's just another way to get dead characters, or get characters in the dead pile so your Undying, causes havoc. I think that's really all it's there for.
I agree that that's all it's there for, but I just wonder how often that matters.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
You didn't marshal anything.
No, I marshaled precisely what I intended to.
Precisely what you intend to do. All right. Well, let me see here. Man, thank God you haven't found Sunspear yet. Jeez. Because this Retaliation would be real scary. But if you've got the Informant anyways, you bounce. Could do that. I feel like defending that mill is going to be important. But getting rid of some good characters here, or at least a character, also seems important. Oh, I'm waiting for you.
Oh.
There you go.
Shout out to this episode's sponsor, Chris Joenthal,
Thanks,
for
Chris. Yeah, we have not
hassling
learned
us
from
to
our
click
mistakes.
done faster. I was all
At all.
calculating my challenge phase. I wasn't done yet.
All right, I'm just gonna do a little proby military challenge with my dragon.
So I didn't want to do this in this order.
Oh, good. See, I like that. Sometimes just a little challenge to probe something. Oh dear.
So that's going to return Drogon to your hand.
That does return him to my hand. Okay, I take it Southern Messenger has not been added yet, so I'll have to do that manually.
Yeah, which I don't.
No problem.
Okay. So at first when I was reading Southern Messenger, I think I missed that it goes all the way back to your hand. I think I just thought it removed him from the challenge, and I thought, that's garbage.
No, that's really good.
That is much less garbage.
I agree.
So we are not going to defend here.
Right. And so I'll probably, let's see, will it recognize the fizzle? It did. All right, cool. All right, well, you've done that. Hold on. Did you pay for that ambush?
No, I didn't.
Oh, right, because you Arianed and you still have a
I
form for
Arianed.
gold. No! All right.
I mean, ambush 5. Like, I just feel like the designers
So
are a little
expensive.
afraid of Martell getting too strong, so all
Right.
their cards are like almost good, but not quite good.
Well, at least you already played your first snow. You can't just play him again. That makes me slightly happy. I think I could do the second mill. That darn Gaston, though. Hmm. Yeah, let's be done. See what you got. Don't want to get greedy here. The board does not look like it's in my favor for being greedy, so let's see what you have.
I would love it if you were greedy.
Oh, look at that little chump power challenge. That's what you bring at me? Jeez.
Martells are the masters of winning challenges with desert scavengers. Like everything else is scarier, and then like a little
Let's
poke.
see. Oh, and the two claim is just the brutal part of it, right? Just that little two claim. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, in the draw suppressed environment that we have, which I mean, there's more draw than ever before, but two claim is substantive
Yeah, it is.
attrition. So
I think I gotta say nothing because I can't really suck up a two claim power by defending with Drogo. So, or I can't really defend, or I can't absorb a two claim military, which would happen if I defended with Drogo. So I think I gotta let you take my power, which really hurts, right? A chud, a chud two claim.
how
Gross.
about a little tarred heads right there? That would be.
That would be good. All right, what's next?
Let's see. Oh, Drogo's 5 strength. Oh man, math is hard, but so we will intrigue with both of those guys.
Okay, intrigue for both. 4-6. Now, yes, I can defend 6. It's not going to be enough. I can't let you have all this unopposed. So, go ahead and defend with just the crone. Oh, there goes the second Dracarys. No.
All right.
That hurts. That hurt a lot. Got your ambush. Is it time?
It is not time.
No, saving that
I consulted
for
the
gold.
astrological chart, and it's not time.
See, in my mind, I hope that my play there, which really wasn't good. I mean, you definitely won that challenge phase, but I preserved the board. My hope was that if I had defended more ardently, or if I had kind of done other things, that you really would have hosed me. Because I know you have a lot of ambush. You've got a lot, and at 4 gold, it was just so difficult to risk what could have happened.
I certainly had options,
Yeah.
perceived or presented. So that is definitely something you had to contend with there. If I could have snuck through like a second power challenge, that would have been great. But
Okay, let's see here. I think my choice is fairly clear. Let's do that. Maybe not clear, but That's what I need to do.
This is a hard game.
This is a tricky game right now.
It's a long winter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing the hand I was dealt, but I like it here. I mean, you're gonna lose a power, so it'll take you down a little bit. Let's see. I guess let's just let's take it off the faction card, so maybe your 2-claim power doesn't matter as much, right?
Caswell's keep myself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Hashtag
So good.
regrets. I wish I would have been able. I wish I could have drawn both of those.
Oh, see that? Yeah, that's the risk. All right, let's see. What do we have here? Okay, got options. Maybe some good options. I'm gonna go ahead and get some gold. Let's do that. Do that. Out comes House of the Undying. Now, can I leverage it, right? That's the question. Can I leverage it? Let's see. I'm going to be able to do that. I'd like to be able to do that. That's gone, right? Let's do... Let me see. Huh. No. Yeah. Well, let's... If I do that... Play him for 2. That'll leave that. Alright, I'm done. Ooh. Alright, any actions before challenges? Well, yes, sir. We're gonna control opponent's House of the Undying. Howdy! Boy, that does look good, doesn't it? Hey, and let's trigger Sir Aerosol card. And do that.
Oh no, my secret anti-ally tech.
Hand or deck. So Crone does not actually trigger off of that. Boo. Alright. Oh, Allery Tyrell. No, I'm pretty sure I would come up blank on that one. Yeah, definitely would. So we'll pass on the Allery. Alright, now... Okay, so now there's options. See, now I feel like I don't care if you Gaston, because I need... Like, 2-claim is just too good, right? So we're going to... Military... Let's see, you have... Oh, you have Aereo, or you might have Aereo. And if you Aereo, you could remove him. Gosh darn it. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so let's go military with both of them. Dude, House of the Undying broken. Just broken.
Except it costs 6.
That's true, but I mean, look at my econ. Look at the Slaver's Bays and Filthy. Like, that makes it not so difficult. It took me some time to set up for it. But once I did, wowzers.
So I'm going to play that.
What do we got there? Okay, hold on. Yeah, feels pretty necessary to Hand's Judgment that.
Who plays Hand's Judgment?
I guess this deck does.
This is going to be a wipe. This is going to be a wipe.
Hey, you did it to me. You did it first. Done.
After attackers are declared no, let's defend with the Valiant Palace Spearman. Yeah.
Gaston, the rattle shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. I mean, it's such a good play.
You do the right thing to attack with two guys because the offer of a peach or the Aereo or any sort of funny business like that.
Yeah.
Southron mercenary.
Okay, here comes the claim.
Boop. Boop. Boop.
Okay, now I think I have to do it again.
Excuse me.
And again with 2 characters.
Oh, my own bastard daughter.
Khal Drogo has sworn her to service.
I don't want her to die.
Hey, do you want to get that extra challenge? What do you need?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
what do you...
Power challenge.
Power, double power, yeah. Done. Clean. All right, I think I just need to keep rolling here. Press the advantage while I've got it.
Just keep pressing done. That can be like our new California Thrones slogan. Just keep on pushing done. The round's not over till your opponent clicks done.
Ooh, there goes Rattleshirt and Red Viper. That seems good. Because basically there's a wasted Gaston, right?
I prefer not to think about it like a waste.
Right? No, not a waste. But I mean,
But anytime
for me,
you're,
I feel
you're
like
clearing
it's
characters
like
in a board positive situation, you've got to be happy.
I mean, that's a big swing right there too. That's 4 2-claim challenges.
Yeah, and I'm hitting you back with no challenges.
Yeah, on a retaliation turn. Thank you, House of the Undying. You have done great work.
Can't wait for you to cast another one here on this turn, and then we can all go home.
Oh, that would be cool. But I don't have a great play here. I have that. Oh! Good thing I don't have any dupes. That would have really hurt. Yeah, you're definitely going to be first player.
Okay, and then I'm going to Caswell myself.
Bodyguard. Any interrupts to Khal Drogo being killed? Freak, yeah. Bodyguard.
Oh. This is the saddest.
I mean, yeah, that's a little sad. Tell you what, I don't have a single card I need though. Well, let's try.
If there are any new players watching this, like, not only did I desperately need to Valor there, but I certainly didn't want Valor to be my 7th plot.
No, I hear you. So I guess I can do that to get 2. I can play that. Do that to get 2. Chain reaction.
Slavers Bay Port, OP.
Totally. Let's do that for that, and 2 left for that.
Because, I mean, you might as well.
Might as well, right? All right. let's go with that power, baby. See, we've got to figure out the jank that wins, though. Eventually, I feel like our little project here is gonna die if we can't win with our jank.
Well, you know what? If you can't win with jank, then try different jank.
Right.
If at first you don't succeed,
True.
try again. And this deck I'm going to lose. I think that's clear by now. But it wasn't horrific and crushing and no hoping, you know?
No.
Just like your Pillage Idiot, you went in there, you tweaked it a little bit, you got rid of some of the dead cards, you added some a little bit more impactful cards. So like, here's a card I've been holding for a long time. And I just feel like in theory I really wanted to use it, but I could never squeeze off a +5 challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So...
and you just never saw the economy to really be able to play more.
yeah, so I'm going to play Red Vengeance here.
Oh, the flip. I like it.
Which I wish had been a little bit more impactful than it's going to end up being, but... So I think there's a little bit of shaving to do here. Like, one time I casual keep to myself, I had the Indoran's name and a, what are they called? The Southern Bannermen that draw you 3 cards? Mm-hmm. That would have been amazing.
That would have been amazing.
So you're going to have to kill a guy for claim here.
Yeah.
I probably messed up the automation.
I think I just go continue, and then I can kill Quaith.
You know, are most opponents going to have like a board swingy turnaround effect like House of the Undying? You know, that's where we get into the zero sum bank effect.
But I don't like it, right?
So I think that this deck bears
do a
running it
second
out there
military,
again.
right? There we go.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, crappy.
Okay. Still not going to be enough to quite win. I'm going to be stuck
No,
at 14, languishing.
I should have Vengeance the power challenge in this case, but oh well. Do you have a... what's that one that can stand Khal Drogo up?
No, I don't. You discarded it, I think, on a 2-claim intrigue.
Okay. There is still hope.
There's hope. There's always hope.
Springs Eternal.
We pushed for Dom, right? Yeah.
You know, in a tournament type setting, you never want to give away the fact that you feel like you've lost. You want to keep playing it straight.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And play for the...
I mean, my plot here
even
is
if you need a
bad
grievous
for
mistake.
me. It's and see, I knew you were playing that. I mean, this is your chance. Look at that.
I'll let you play first.
Sure you will. All right, see ya.
So I have the characters to discard.
I mean, I'm still in a good position, right? Not a great position, but a good position.
You're in a great position. You have 14 power.
Yeah. But I'll even tell you,
and
like,
a renowned character on the board.
And you had me go first, right? Did you? Yeah. And I'll tell you what, that's smart also, because I was sitting on a Crown of Gold, and that could have really that would have been demoralizing to beat you with a Crown of Gold. But instead...
Shout out to our other podcast sponsor, Ryan Jones, who loves Crown of Gold.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Also Tiny Grimes.
Oh my gosh. The fact that these things give you gold instead of reducing is disgusting. It's so good.
They're really good. I assume that each house is going to get one of those going forward. I think I saw the Greyjoy one spoiled. Was that real, or was that in my imagination?
I don't know. I don't think I've seen it.
It might have been on Board Game Geek, like a text-based spoiler thing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I think it had to do with the amount of cards in your opponent's discard pile. And I was like, man, the Pillage Idiot would love this.
I've been thinking about a new Pillage Idiot with Alliance and going Night's Watch into Alliance with Lion and Greyjoy to get like most of the pillage still there, but also getting all of Night's Watch's pull stuff out of the discard pile and put it into play.
Oh,
Plus you get draw added to the pillage deck. It might be better.
my head has just exploded.
How cool
I
is
think
that?
we need to.
It
I think
actually
we need to do that.
looks like it works.
I was about to text you the other day and say like that Queen's Crown effect.
Oh
is
yeah, so
certainly
that's in it too,
something
of course, right? Oh, it's so good.
that- Oh, I'm waiting for my opponent to just put me out of my
Oh,
misery.
sorry, I have to
It says
click
Iron
done.
Throne. So perhaps that's where we'll go next episode.
I like it.
We're already like giving up on the. That's the other downside of janky deck building is you're just never satisfied ever with your decks.
True.
Like this Martell Rose like was pretty okay, and I think it could do some things, but who cares? It's in the dustbin because we want to play with Queen's Crown.
That's right. Queen's Crown. So, but I mean, I still like this. I mean, I'm gonna definitely test out this deck a few more times, and I hope you do too. I hope you don't give up on it because I think it is very very cool.
I think it's okay. I think I would change my Relentless Assaults for something.
What do you think? Now is the Tyrell card? I think it's non-loyal. The one that dupes ladies, is that non-loyal?
It is loyal.
It's loyal. Okay.
Yeah,
never
well, you're talking
mind.
about Lady in Waiting. It's a very
Yes.
good card.
Okay, I'm just trying to think if there's something better than Caswell's that Tyrell has just got and ready to use and is going to be powerful in this deck.
I kind of like Caswell's,
Yeah.
but could see it go. Well, I don't know. I'll have to look at it to see. But like you could do Offer of a Peach, you could do some of the deck thinning events, but then you're changing into an event card type, which I think if I wanted another event, it would be getting a Burning back or a Red Vengeance back or a something like that,
Right.
as opposed to deck filtering. I'll have to take a look and see. There's probably a decent character I'm overlooking, but I feel like I had the economy problems, and that was difficult to overcome. So I might try to squeeze in a third Blood Orange Grove,
There you go.
and at the expense of one of my Relentless Assaults, and then maybe the other one for a Doran's game again or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you had that burst economy to start and then never solidified, whereas I saw no burst economy. In fact, looking back at this deck, it has no burst economy. I think its strength is its long game. Right?
It's the slow burn to the late game, and I would probably do the same in this deck if the Martell had a.
Right, if they had that card. But I mean, that's also where long game helps. I think in this matchup, long game would have been much better. Although, I mean, First Snow really let you take control right away, right, of the board state.
Mm-hmm. And so then if I had a card or two to help close the door, because I was there at like 9 power,
Oh yeah.
10 power, 11 power, and then a Doran's game could have made it different. So I'll put in the other limited and then change the other Relentless Assault for like a Red Vengeance again and see where it goes from there. But it looks like I've hit my expiration time.
There you go. Well, it was fun, and both OKTarg and I will attempt to record a few more games with this Martell deck and add them as kind of bonus content to this episode. But I think we'll sign off for now, and we'll see everybody soon.
It's a shabby, shabby show. It's a shabby